I want one post a week minimum. You can do more, but you have to adhere to my rule to be able to qualify to do more. How you like that? Is that a hook? That's a hook. What is your sphere of influence? Who goes in your sphere of influence? How do you set it up in a CRM? We've covered how to build it, different ways to grow it, what type of return on investment you should expect from it based upon the number of people in it, the number of contacts, how to set up an annual database contact plan, all of those things. So we kind of put the foundations in place. Now, going forward, we're going to be talking about all the different ways to get business from it. And when you talk about the ways to get business from it, I want to be real careful how we look at that sentence. Someone said it last time, and I want to make sure I say it again because I love it. It's really what type of content that we are going to use to stay in front of our sphere of influence members. Because we have this plan over the course of a year where we're going to try to stay in front of them 100 times, okay? And we're going to do that by diversifying our contacts a bunch of different ways. Now, when you stay in front of someone 100 times, it is really freaking easy to offend someone. Like, that's a lot of in your face. At the very least, you're going to start to see like a pandering commercial. So we got to really watch that we are able to come from contribution, add value, and never offend people. Because if you're not doing this, if the thought of 100 contacts puts you off and say, there's no way I'm doing that, and the reason you're not going to do that is because you don't want people to think strangely about you or dislike you, then that means we are not thinking about the right types of contacts. Because if you gave somebody a present every single day, you could make 365 contacts in a year, assuming you had endless presents or endless money. And people would really, I'd love it if you brought me a present every day. That would be awesome. I would think very well of you. I'd love that. And we got to find a way to get that same feeling out there without having to give someone a freaking present every day or give 300 people in your sphere of influence a present every single day. So how do we do it? Well, I'm going to tell you, so we're going to start what I feel is the way you're going to make the most contacts out of your 100. Okay. And that's going to be through social media these days. Okay. And that's a big change with me. Social media has changed a lot. We went through a period when the entire world went virtual because of a global pandemic. And that got a lot of people into social media that weren't in it. The whole boomer generation that wasn't there jumped in. Gen X jumped in. You had to, if you want to know what's going on, if you wanted to be a part of what's happening. So now everybody's very comfortable with it, and that's where the most people are. Also know that social media, this is not the time to say, I don't like it or I don't embrace it. Sorry, you don't get to say that anymore. And each year that passes by, you're going to get less and less of a chance to say that because the only people that can say that are dying off every year. So don't fight the rest of your life by continuing to say that until you too die off. Embrace it. It's very easy. It's easier than any of the other contacts you'll make. It's cheaper than any other contact. It's free. So it's easy and free. It's phenomenal. That's why I love it. And you can make the most touches and contacts there. And there's a lot of different ways to do it. And you're going to learn some new ways you haven't thought of today and some new systems for doing it. Okay. It's very, very important. So now I also want to say that when we talk about Facebook, I'm also, for the most part, also talking about Instagram because Facebook owns Instagram and they work the same way a lot. And now if there are some differences between the two platforms and I'll point those out when they come up but if I don't point it out, I pretty much mean both. Okay. So I want to make sure I say that as well too. I also want you to look at your Facebook and Instagram friends and followers as like a second database for you. You've got one database in your CRM, your customer relationship management system, where you keep all your people, and you're kind of building different ones on Instagram and Facebook because not everybody's on all the same platforms. So you might have differing groups of people there. So it's almost like you're building separate databases on each platform. Now, we always want to try to store them in our CRM. Like we want to get all the contact information in our CRM. And we want to try to have people that we're friends with on Facebook or that follow us on Instagram or we follow on Instagram in our CRM, but it's not always going to work out to be the same. So you do have these non-integrated platforms out there to some degree. And that's just the way life is, guys. But I'll tell you, don't not have the ones on social media or you're missing out on a tremendous opportunity to stay first of mind, gain mind share with very little activity and almost no money spent at all. Okay. So it's very, very important. Very, very important. Now, the first thing I want you to do, remember I told you about those separate databases, okay? The first thing, so there's a lot of tools we can use on social media. The first thing I want to tell you is, for those of you that are still looking to grow your sphere of influence database, maybe you're new to an area or you just haven't got one together yet because you're new to real estate or whatever, or you just haven't gotten yet because you're lazy and you've been in real estate for 10 years and you know you should have done it and you didn't do it. That's most of us, so that's okay too. I'm joking when I say you're lazy. But the point of the matter is we still got to grow it, because we're not going to be able to do an annual database contact plan and send out lots of, mailers and emails and things like that unless we start getting the contact information from a lot more people. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to go on Facebook, because, oftentimes we'll have, 1,000, if not thousands of friends on Facebook that we're connected to. And those are people that might recognize our name because we're at least friends on Facebook. They don't have to be our best friends. Remember, to be a member of your SOI, all they have to do is be able to recognize you by name so that you rise above the level of spam. So you're not just some random person that they don't know. They at least know of you and they know you're a real person. So if you communicate or engage with them, they know it's a real person, not some random Nigerian prince who needs to be rescued if you send them $7,000 on the weekend. With that being said, I am going to share my screen with you so you can see an example of it. Okay, so you can see this. This is called a Facebook direct message script. So you can actually message someone directly on Facebook. And it basically reads, "Hi, it's Brian. How have you been? I'm updating my real estate database and I'd love to send you something over the holidays and from time to time. My real estate business was amazing last year, but I need to do a better job of staying in touch with people I know. So would you mind replying with your current home address?" And then you could say, "And while you're at it, make sure I have the right phone number and email address for you as well, ? So basically what I'm doing here is I'm sending this direct message where I just put an intro, a reason, a request for help, and a request as a question to every one of my friends. And let's say I'm friends with 1,000 people and you can download this whole workbook. I'm going to be giving it to you, so don't worry. I mean, you can take photos of the screen if you want, or you just wait and take it. I'm sharing this out of our SOI workbook, which you can totally download as a PDF here in a minute. Basically, what I'm asking for is their mailing address. Why? Because I want to send them a Christmas card. I say holiday card in there. Why? Because people love to get those. I don't know if you've noticed, but you go to people's house around the holidays and they've got holiday cards up all over the place. I mean, we even put up our pest control company's holiday card and our roofer and, just random companies, my dentist, because why? We have to show that we have more than everyone else. How cool you are is defined by how many holiday cards you have spread up all over your house. So people love that. And if you ask them for their address, so you can give them another badge of social honor, they will give it to you. And then you follow up with their email address and phone number. Now, if you've got 1,000 people and you sent this direct message to every single one of them, I'm guessing you'll probably get 200 responses. A lot of you will say, "That's horrible. 800 people are going to ignore me." My answer is, oh no, it's not horrible. That's really good. You just got 200 freaking responses. And if you put an annual database contact plan of 100 touches on each of them and multiply it or divide it by our magic number 7, you will get 28 and a half, because I use an Office Depot calculator, 28 and a half more transactions a year. And you can do the math on what that does to your annual commissions, because you added 200 more people that you will then put 100 touches on through your annual database contact plan year over year, and it will start to render that return sooner rather than later. Make sense? So understand doing this exercise is crucial to growing your database. It's the fastest way to grow your database. That and going through your phone and sending the same text. So you can go through your phone, you got a bunch of names and numbers in there, you need email addresses and mailing addresses that you don't have. So you send the same text to your phone. You grow your SOI database in a hurry if you do that exercise. But here's the trick. You can do it all in one day to everybody in your phone. Facebook, you got to go a little slow. Okay. You can only do 50 a day on Facebook. If you send more than 50 a day of those messages on Facebook, Facebook will put you in Facebook jail. They will give you a warning and say, "You're a spammer. You seem like a Nigerian prince who needs $7,000 to be rescued from an evil warlord. So we're going to block you out of Facebook if you do this again." You do it a second time, you'll be on like Facebook probation and not have access to log into Facebook for like 2 or 3 weeks. You do it a third time, I'm sure it gets worse than that. I've never gone past that. So the point of the matter is, we have found that if you do less than 50 a day, you fly under the radar on that stuff. So you just got to go into your Facebook friends list, and you can sort your friends from newest to oldest or oldest to newest. Do it that way. And then, or you can do it alphabetically if you access it through your phone app. For some reason on your phone Facebook app, it'll let you do it alphabetically. But it won't do that on a desktop. It's weird. That way you know where you left off each day. Oldest to newest, it's always going to be the same order. So you know who you left off with, and you can go to the next person. Alphabetically, obviously, you know the alphabet, so you can just count down to the alphabet and know where you left off the last day. If you just go in and randomly do it with friends, you don't remember which ones you did or didn't do, and it gets to be a nightmare. And you send 50 a day till it's done. So that's your action item 1. Start 50 a day and get everybody's contact information and grow your sphere of influence, because you always are growing your sphere of influence. Don't stop. That's how you get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you increase the odds of increased transactions by referral from your SOI, okay? So that's action item number 1, 50 a day until you've gone through every Facebook friend. And you might as well throw your mobile phone on there too if you guys haven't already done that. I think we talked about that one earlier though. Make sense? So that's action item number 1, okay? Now, I'm done talking about how we're gonna use Facebook to grow your SOI. Through these other activities, you're gonna naturally grow it because your social media presence is going to grow strong. And one thing I do want to tell you, I really just am going to talk primarily about Facebook and Instagram. I don't want to go outside of that. We've talked about that stuff before. We coach and train all that, but primarily the bulk of your business is going to come on those 2 platforms, especially Facebook. Okay, especially Facebook. Yes, the boomers are on Facebook. Yes, the millennials are on Instagram, and the Gen Xers are on Instagram. But just because you think Instagram is cooler than Facebook doesn't mean you should be on it. Because the boomers have all the freaking money. So if you want the big houses and the big commissions, get on Facebook where the boomers are. I don't care if it's not cool anymore. There's way more people on it. Yes, I prefer Instagram to Facebook personally, but who cares? If it wasn't for business, I wouldn't be on either. But I'm all over both because it's good for business. That's what my dad used to always say. I don't care if you like it or not. It's why we call it work. So I really don't care if you enjoy it. Do you like cold calling? I mean, you find something better? So it is the work part. So I want you on it. So one thing I do want to say, number 1, is Facebook has an algorithm that is very, very important to understand. That now that Facebook allows you to have up to 5,000 friends, let's say you have 5,000 friends, they're all going to be pretty active, and Facebook can't show you all of their posts every single day. There's just too many of them, and you're not on Facebook long enough to see them all. So Facebook has to decide which posts that you want to see, and that's tough. A lot of people get weirded out by Facebook because of privacy and making decisions for you. Well, this is one I totally understand, and I don't see why people freak out about it. You see them always cutting and pasting and sharing it, all these users saying, do this, try this trick, click on this and post this, and then you'll get to see a bunch of posts you haven't seen before. Facebook has this evil algorithm. It's ridiculous to me. Facebook's algorithm makes perfectly good sense. Facebook is trying to decide which posts you want to see, and they're doing it based on a pretty good algorithm. And it's based upon which posts you tell Facebook you want to see. How do you tell Facebook which posts you want to see? You interact with it and click thumbs up. It's real simple. Thumbs up means they're going to show you more of that person's posts. Actually, a heart will too. Any interaction, any emoji, any like, any comment down below tells Facebook that you like this person's post and that Facebook should show you more of them. Similarly, or conversely, I should say, if you see a post, scroll down through your screen and you do not interact with it, and you just keep scrolling past it, Facebook is going to say, maybe we don't need to show that person's posts to Brian anymore. You have told Facebook that one, maybe you're not as interested in. So over time, you're seeing all these posts, you're liking some more than others, some you're liking every now and then. And the degree of frequency which certain posts by certain people are shown to you is determined by your interaction, which is why it's so important for your posts to be interacted with if you want people to see your posts next time around. And I'm assuming you want people to see your posts if you're trying to, in some way, grow relationships and generate business from Facebook. So the name of the game is interaction. And we have to play the algorithm in everything we do, okay? So before we go any further with this, I have to preemptively strike a question that some of you have. And I hate this one, so I'm gonna do it before I get angry. I get angry about stuff. I don't really care about your business page. I don't really care about your business page. None of this applies to your business page. Your business page is a joke, okay? There are 3 purposes for a business page. Number 1, you can run Facebook advertisements off it. You can pay money to run ads if you want to do that. That is not this course. Number 2, you can retarget Facebook ads off it. Another way to run ads off it. Again, not this course. That's to target people you don't know, not necessarily people you do know. And then there's number 3, which we'll go to, really should have been 1. It serves as a static website for you. When people want to check you out, they don't go on Google and check out your website. They go on Facebook and check out your personal profile. And then on your personal profile, if they want to see how well you're doing in real estate, they might look underneath your profile photo where it says where you work. And if you have any brains about you at all, you will say you work at your business page, nowhere else. It shouldn't say that you work at your brokerage. It says you work at Brian Icenhower Real Estate, or whatever your name of your business page is. So that way they can go to your business page. Why would you ever send them to some other real estate company's page? Or even your broker's page where their agents are. You want to keep them in your spider web. So send them to your own business page. They will then go there and be impressed by you because it looks awesome. It's just got to look good. So when you go there, it's got a nice professional brand. It's got a nice picture of you. Your teeth are whitened. It shows some nice fancy houses. It shows how good your marketing looks so that they would feel honored if their house was listed on that page. You only need to post something on there maybe once every month just to make it remotely look fresh. Because I know if you go look at your posts on your business page, look at how many interactions you get on those posts, how many likes you get from your open house ad on your business page. You're not going to get much. Why? Because it's a commercial, you freaking boomers. That's why. It's a commercial and people don't like commercials. No one likes ads. See, social media and Facebook, I can make fun of you because I'm a Gen Xer. We can do whatever we want. We're like in the weird place in the middle. So we just listen to Walkmans in dark rooms with like black lights and Pink Floyd. That's all we do. We don't talk to people. So what happens is, there's old school marketing out there where you just think you put out ads like in newspapers and print, magazines, and people see it and buy it. And so they get on social media and they go, no problem, I can do this. Let's put some ads out there. And no one's liking your stuff because no one likes ads. So when you put a bunch of ads out there and no one likes it, what does Facebook do? They go, no one likes your stuff. I'm not going to show your stuff to anybody. And you keep on posting your garbage and no one sees it. And you're in this constant thing until you quit Facebook and say it's stupid because you just have never learned to play the game. No one's going to like your business page posts because they're business posts. That's why we don't play Facebook for business on the business page. We play Facebook for business on your personal page. I do want your business page set up. I want it to look professional. I want it to look attractive for when people go there to check you out. It's for business and lead conversion only, not for lead generation. Lead generation is going to happen on your personal page. Lead conversion is going to happen on your business page because they already know who you are. They just checked out your business page to make sure you look good. Your business page converts the lead that was already generated. Your lead's going to get generated on your personal page. And that's where we care about our likes and engagements. You know what I mean? That's why Jody will put up a photo of her and her cat because she can get 200 likes off a freaking cat. That's why people have babies, because we can take a baby and present it like Simba to Facebook and 500 likes, baby. And then it's just 9 more months till we get another baby. And we just keep putting babies on Facebook. And you will get so much interaction that you'll get a lot of people to attend your open house because your next ad's going to be an open house ad. Thank you, baby. Just kidding. I think you get it. But the point of the matter is you want a lot of interaction. What gets interaction? Happy anniversaries. I love my spouse. Happy birthday. Here's what I did today. Maybe something funny. This is where it's very hard. And I do want to tell you this. I don't need you to do a lot of posting. If you don't want to post on social media, you don't have to. It'll help you. It certainly will, but it's not necessary. It's not the big piece of the pie. So before I talk about posting, I want to use the algorithm to explain listening first, because this is what I do need you to do. And this will make you feel good. You don't have to be a private person and get too vulnerable on Facebook. I don't need you to post anything if you don't want to. Make your business page look all professional, and then just get over and listen on your personal page. Okay. So we're gonna operate as your personal person who you normally are on Facebook. And we're gonna do what I call the 10-10-5. Okay. So let me show you what the 10-10-5 looks like. And in a nutshell, our 10-10-5, we're gonna start with our first 10. And this is 10 likes or emoji reactions. Then we have 10 comments on posts. Then we have 5 post shares or personal messages. And basically what we're going to do is we are going to log in to Facebook for about 20 minutes each day, Monday through Friday. That's it, 20 minutes in and out like a ninja. You got to limit yourself because I don't want you to get stuck in there, scrolling down your timeline forever, watching weird videos and getting lost and not being very productive with your time because Facebook sucked you up and wouldn't let you go. So we get in and out like a ninja in about 20 minutes, 30 max, 15 minimum. And you're going to do your 10-10-5 and get the heck out. So what does that 10-10-5 start with? 10 likes or emojis. So we're just going to go scroll down your news feed and go like, heart, like, happy face, heart, or care, if someone's sad or something bad happens to them. I'm sure you can get how the emojis work better than I can. The point of the matter is we're going to go spread love. And why do we do that? The reason we do that is because it makes people feel good. If you think about a post you did and someone starts liking it that hasn't liked it before, you get a warm feeling about that person, a very warm feeling about that person, right? I mean, literally, they warm you up. It's a very powerful emotional touch that you can make on somebody else by making them feel that way. Much more powerful than an email or a mailer. I mean, this is you telling someone, I'm a part of your tribe. I don't just like and agree with what you're putting down. I'm doing it publicly so everyone else can see it in the public arena. I testify before the world that I'm with you with my heart or my like, and I make you look good in front of everybody with your 150 likes. I support you. I'm behind you. That's what it says. And I know you feel those things. I mean, that is a very powerful touch because it's a public one. So you do that to 10 people a day, 50 people a week with your 10 likes, it's powerful. And the same thing's true with your comments. That looks like this. Wow, awesome, too cute, congratulations, you're amazing, that's the best. Little 1 or 2 words with an exclamation point, so it's always positive and happy, okay? It's the same impact as the likes, if not a little more, because comments is a little more. That's like a little tighter hug. That's a little bit more public. You took the time to write something. So we just throw 10 more of those out there. I've got some agents that do a 20-25, but the 5's hard. The 5's hard. The 5 is 5 post shares or personal messages. Okay. Let's start with the post shares. Have you ever posted a post out there like an open house or like a Facebook Live or something and then had somebody share it? The feeling that gives you is like, oh, that person is my person. I mean, not only did they share it, I mean, they turned around and like put it on their timeline so their friends could see it. I mean, that is such a testimony right there. I mean, you feel like you owe that person something. Right. And you can put that power in other people if you do that. Jody, are you going to say something?
Yeah, I've heard where some people are taking the 10-10-5, you just kind of alluded to it, and stepping it up like a 20-25 or a 20-20-10, but they're also adding a 1 at the end and making 1 video post per week.
There you go. I love it. I love it.
That's more personal.
Absolutely. I'll circle back for the posting side. I'm coming there. I like that. And so that's your share. So if you can find another business to share or somebody like that and share their post, someone who's looking for business or looking for notoriety, or maybe their kid just got like league soccer player MVP or something, and you share that because you're proud of their kid or something like that, or someone in your town made it big and you share that. I mean, that's real cool. So you got to look for opportunities to do that. It's a little trickier. That's why I have less of them. There's only 5 of them here, right? Personal messages, a little bit easier than post shares, but still harder than just likes and comments. Now you're looking for a reason to reach out to them directly in a direct personal message where you say, hey man, I just saw you. I can't believe your kid just graduated from college. It has been way too long. We should really catch up. Or, man, I am so sorry for your loss. I just wanted to reach out directly and tell you I'm thinking about you and praying for you or whatever. So you got to find real serious moments typically to reach out directly, that type of thing. And it just takes a little bit more time to do that. That's why it's a little bit harder. So that's where the 10-10-5 comes from. So that's 25 touches that you're doing a day. Okay. That's 125 touches that you're doing a week. That's 500 a month. That's 6,000 a year. Just interacting with other people's posts. You can make 6,000 positive touches out to the universe, spreading love. I'm not a universe person. I don't know how that works, but I know that if you do a lot of good stuff out there, it's supposed to come back to you. So that I do get. I think I'm right with that. So with that being said, you're out there spreading love. You're being positive. You're doing good stuff, making 6,000 touches, and you haven't posted a dang thing on Facebook yet. But guess what happens when you do post something on Facebook? You're going to get a lot of likes and hearts because those sons of guns owe ya, and they'll do it. Because if you pick up what they're putting down and support it, they will return that favor with the hopes you will continue to do the same in the future. That's what we do with our social alliances. That's how we build social relationships in this day and age, is you stand behind each other publicly with likes and hearts and comments. Make sense? So when you do post, you'll start to get a lot more. That's the idea. And you'll see that all of a sudden you haven't talked to someone in 10 years, then all of a sudden you like their stuff. And all of a sudden, voila, they start liking your stuff. And he's like, whoa, ooh, we're dating. And all of a sudden we're on each other's team and we're just in this rhythm together. And that happens all over the place. And that's how we build relationships in this new digital age, guys. Sorry. I mean, you're not face-to-face having coffee as much anymore. That's how it's done. Are you close? Are you as tight as you used to be? No. Is it worse now? Maybe. I don't know. I don't care. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Let's do it. That's how we get business now. I don't care. Buy a bumper sticker about how great it used to be. Point of the matter is, this is how you get business. So we learn how to play the game that's in front of us. And that's how it works, okay? And all the while, we're spreading happiness. We're not putting, I haven't told you a thing about putting any babies out there or anything for this. This is just a 10-10-5. We interact with other people's posts to make them feel good. And I'll tell you, it'll change the way you feel about your life. If you wake up each morning, before you do any lead generation activities, I recommend doing your 10-10-5 first. And you'll feel real good about your day because you've spread so much goodness. That energy comes back at you all day long. And you're going to be up to date on all your SOI members. So if you do want to reach out and talk to an SOI member, you'll have something to talk about because you just saw their post that informed you of some new news. Maybe you reach out and make a phone call or text contact off based on what they say, or maybe they need your help, or maybe you can call them a plumber for the leak in their kitchen, or they need a tree guy because a tree fell in their car and you can reach out and help them with that, or who knows. So you make phone calls off it too. So it's a great way to start. That 10-10-5 is powerful. So please, this should be a huge chunk because I have 100 contacts in your plan. 50 of them I would like to come from posting, but I also expect a 10-10-5 Monday through Friday every day. I'm not going to count that in your contacts because that's 6,000 freaking contacts. And I'm not, per person. That starts to seem too daunting. But yeah, as you can see, you should be able to do a 10-10-5 easily inside of 15 minutes. I gave you 20 just in case you're drinking coffee slowly or something like that. Okay. Make it very, very, very easy for you. All right. So with that said, another tool that I want you to use when we do our 10-10-5 is I want you to create what they call a Facebook list to do so. Okay. And again, you can download this as well too, but I'm going to share my screen from you. The workbook I talked about is ready for download.
So Brian, the 10-10-5 would be action item 2.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Your 10-10-5 daily is action item number 2, is we got to put that in the calendar daily. Okay. Action item number 3 is going to be a Facebook list. This one's not as urgent, but I'm going to show it to you. This little guide you can download as well. But a list is a little bit different. It's not a group. That's very, very different. So understanding your Facebook terminology is very, very important. This is definitely not a group. This is a list. You can actually categorize your friends into different types of lists. So if you click on friends, typically what'll happen is you can sort them by, friends, birthdays, or you can create a custom list down here. Okay. I'm going to let you use this. And then what you can do is name it. You can name it, SOI if you want, and just put all the people in your SOI in that list. Or you can group them by different letter groups, like people A through D in the alphabet, M through P in the alphabet. You could group them into different groups in your SOI. It could be past clients, vendors, things like that. However, or you can just have a general one for your whole SOI. It really depends on how many friends you got and how much you need to organize them and how neurotic you are. But I definitely recommend creating a list here. That way you can click inside of that list and you can add everybody you want to it. As new friends come in, you can just specify what list they go to as you accept them as friends in there. Okay, and you can go through and click all of the friends that you want, add to that list, and then add them all at once. It's as simple as that, okay? So you can download that as well too on the side of the screen there. That's the way you categorize them. So I'd say let's create a list. And then you can go inside that list and just 10, 10, 5 on that list. Why? I took out all the people that wouldn't be in your SOI, like other realtors, or maybe people that are from the different side of the country that really can't refer you business locally. You can share posts with just people in that list now that only they can see it. So you can kind of sell real estate a little bit more and not get made fun of by your college buddies who live across the country, things like that, So you can really focus on your SOI by going inside that list and just marketing to them. So you don't get caught up with a lot of other people or worrying about what other people say or think. I want to take away all your excuses. So creating a Facebook list is action item number 3. Okay. Now, let's talk for a minute about posting. Okay. This one's kind of important. When we post, as Jody was saying, one post. I do agree with one post a week. I like one post a week. There's 52 weeks in the year. And I do like video as the best post. Don't get me wrong. So I like the fact it was video too. But I can't make it be video, or some of you people are just so adverse to video. So I got to give you other options. I think you should all do video though. Why? Because you hear me, you see me, you talk to me, and you get to know me a lot more than just text or an image of something else. Does that make sense? So because of that, you build a relationship with me. Just like I've never met a lot of you in person, but we have a relationship going. You feel like you know me a little bit because you've heard me, you talked to me, you've seen me. If you want to grow your relationship with your SOI, use freaking video more, like we've talked about many a times. So that video is just a much more powerful touch than a static image. And you'll see it. Facebook shows you the amount of views on your videos now. You'll see how many people see it. It's quite a few. Okay. So try to get yourself on Facebook Live, sits there for a long time, posting a video. Excellent. But yes, we can do other types of posts too, but I prefer to be video. What I say, you got 100 contacts to make a year. I think that 50 of those contacts, we're going to say 50 weeks out of the year, you're going to take 2 weeks off. I want one post a week minimum. You can do more, but you have to adhere to my rule to be able to qualify to do more. How you like that? Is that a hook? That's a hook. You have to adhere to my 4-to-1 ratio rule, which means you need 4 personal posts for every 1 business post. Why? People don't like commercial boomers. Stop. If you post open house, open house, open house, open house, open house, just listed, just sold, open house, people are going to start not liking your stuff. Even though you spread pixie dust all over them with a 10, 10, 5 every morning, they're still going to freaking hate you because you're spamming up their news feed with a bunch of crap that doesn't come from contribution. You're just asking them for stuff. So what's going to happen is Facebook's not going to show your post to anybody because no one likes your stuff. You are the definition of unpopular on Facebook. So but we do want to every now and then, especially you newer agents, man, if you had a $1.9 million listing, I want you to put it out there. I want people to see how great you're doing so they feel like they know you and you're new, but hey, if you can do a 1.9, you can list my house. I want you to get instant credibility and be able to evidence your success so people have faith in you. Just because you have a relationship, I want them to trust you and know that you're successful enough that they can work with you too. So how do we do it? We do a 4-to-1. You got to look for content because content is definitely king on Facebook. I need you to find lots of good content that people want to see, that they will engage with. And if you can find 3 or 4 pieces of content, then you're able to burn some street cred and put that just listed out there or business open house, or maybe it is you trying to kind of blend business and personal. So it's you in a video talking, interviewing a new bar and grill owner that just opened up downtown and you're promoting his business. That's the Jedi mind trick stuff right there. When you're operating like in between reality, because now you're not a business post or a personal post. You're kind of merging the two worlds together. Here's me talking to you personally. So that's interesting to the public. They want to see that. And, oh, by the way, I'm coming from contribution. Here's a business that you should go check out. It's awesome. Here's what their chicken kebabs look like. They just opened up downtown. Support this owner. He's an awesome, cool dude. So now you're networking and you're showing how you give back to the community. So you're weaving it all together with that kind of stuff, right? So that is a way you can get by with breaking the ratio if you can do more of that type of stuff where you're out there coming from contribution, still talking from a business sense, but also weaving the real estate and the personal in there too. Otherwise, we have to find 4 personal posts. Post the baby, post the, look for opportunities, a family photo, you and your spouse at a wedding, happy anniversary message to your wife. You do that kind of stuff, you're going to get hundreds of likes. People love that stuff. They go crazy for it. And then you do a few of those, and then you can post the business post. And then you're going to get like 4 likes. So it's like, but that's okay. You had 3 to pump it up. You burn a little street cred on Facebook, and then you get right back to your personal post and bring it back up. Make sense? So that's how you rotate, but don't blast out personal or business posts on your personal page, or no one's going to see them. No one's going to like your stuff. Facebook's not going to show it to anybody. So we follow that 4-to-1. Okay. So my rule is I want 50 posts, or it could be Facebook or Instagram stories as well. And this all applies to Instagram. A story will work as a post. I'm okay with that. Stories should be a little bit longer. You could stretch them out with a few different bits of content there. Stories work just fine. More and more people are watching stories than posts now anyway. So you can go either way there. So I want either a post or a story every single week. I want most of it to try to be personal, so you're always looking for it. And I'm going to show you how my wife does it. It's annoying as heck to me, but she's good at it. She's always looking for personal posts because she knows this system, and she knows this is the way you have to beat the algorithm, right? We're going to do a 4-to-1. I will also show you, we've got a little Facebook calendar that we use. It's called the Stay system. And it's kind of neat. It's a way to it's a whole lot of that like middle, use the force, in the matrix, Neo, in between the personal and the business posts. It's kind of a way to do that where you can get personal, but still keep it business related as well too. And this is something you can download on the side here in a second too, but I want to show it to you first. It's the Stay strategy for content, because content is the name of the game, trying to find good content, copying good content, creating good content. That is the name of the game. Boomers. That's the part boomers don't get, is they don't get what content means. They just used to putting ads out there. We got to have content that people want. And this is the Stay content. So sell, teach, advice, and you. And basically we just kind of rotate them with different examples of ways you can come from contribution and add value. You can mix up videos, posts, link shares, calendars, events, other businesses, things like that, where you're always coming from contribution. Just make sure we never breach the 4-to-1. Okay. Make sure we never breach the 4-to-1. So I'm going to pop that into the side so you guys can just download that thing. I'm not going to keep it up there. Don't worry. You can all grab it. And just so you guys know, if you're trying to download anything, you need to be on a desktop, because those of you that have iPhones don't let you download files. So don't blame me, blame Apple. If you're on an iPhone, you can't download files. It's just the way it works. If you ever tried to download a file on your Apple, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay. So there's that. That's that Stay. So it's that 4-to-1 ratio. We stay on top of that. Now, I want to deviate a little bit. I want to show you what this 4-to-1 rhythm looks like. At the same time, why I show you some subtle differences on Instagram, if that's okay. So what I'd like to do is take you over to my wife and her page, because I know she won't mind. Did not ask permission. But here's my wife's business page. Same thing on Instagram. You got a business page that has the exact same effect, and you have a personal page. Okay. And it's real similar the way we look at a business page and a personal page. And as we do on Facebook, most people are more interested in your personal page. They don't want to see a bunch of ads. But if they want to see, it is a conversion site. So if they want to, see what your business looks like, they will go check out your business page, and it has to look good. Of course, they already know who you are, but they want to look good. So you can see it does look good. Why? It looks professional. It's got a nice, consistent theme. It's real important on Instagram because on Facebook, you don't see all the posts lined up together like this. So they have a nice border that they put in between each one. They use similar series of fonts. They have her logo. They have a consistent amount of diversified posts between just listed posts and Merry Christmas and support business and sale pending and just holiday scenes and client events and bragging about how well they did and client testimonials, random motivational quotes, things like that. It's a nice, consistent rotation of all business related posts here. Charitable events. She's got some video. I could use a little bit more video on here if I were critiquing it. That's just her talking about a client event down here. I want to see a little bit more people, a little bit more of her agents. Usually there's like meet the agents and things like that. She's got a few videos here. Here's some of her team members. There's some of the agents. That's looking better. I want to see a little bit more of that because I want to feel a little bit more personal touch because this is about relationships. They do offer stories across the top. These are called highlights, which means we freeze stories so that they show not just for 24 hours. They stay up here all the time. And you can learn about the team up here. It's almost like their little Instagram website, just like your Facebook page is like your little Facebook website. And you can see, and millennials go here. Millennials like Instagram a little bit more than Facebook. And you can see you can meet each agent. You can learn about their client events, a little bit more about them as a person. Now, very different from her business page. We scoot over to her business page. It's much more casual, and she kind of weaves in some business, right? So she's got a few business posts, then she's got a baby photo and me in some pajamas because I'm a Ram fan. And then we got business posts, then her daughter, business post, team. I could use a little bit more personal here though. So she's always looking for content. Like here's our family photo. She was doing better through here. Another family photo, her kids for Halloween, business, then her kind of combo of her and business, which is good. The kids at Halloween, family. This is the Jedi stuff right here. This is her niece that's in a Robin onesie. So that's kind of mixing business and pleasure. That's when I call it the Jedi stuff. It's when you're doing both at once. That's powerful. It's hard to find that kind of, or think up that type of content. Here's the kids at a movie theater, her in business, her and her daughter. Here's that Jedi stuff. I took this photo because she was working out on an exercise bike in our garage, but she had her Robin Icenhower shirt on. That is that powerful stuff. That's in between. It's a little bit of work, a little bit of play, right? Here she is in a couple videos. That looks great. Here she is with some of her girlfriends. Here's our dog. So very personal stuff. Okay. And same with her highlights up here. Personal stuff to talk about her so that she can build relationship personally with people. Okay. So that's the difference between those two pages. And you see that cadence coming in, that consistency, that diversity between personal and business. Then when you try to weave them together, you can buy a little bit more street cred if you can weave business and personal together there, right? So let me show you a few more business pages just so you can see those. Here, I'll go through a few of our coaching clients. These aren't all of them, but I can't, this is Cynthia Ostos. They're up in Toronto, Canada. And you can see this is beautiful use of colors, rotating different agents on the team, mixing up different houses. She's luxury homes, over $1 million average price. And it looks like it, man. It looks like what she wants to attract. I mean, you want to see your home listed up here, right? You can see how beautiful and clean the colors are. Just looks like someone who's good at marketing. And if I want to check them out because I'm thinking about them listing our house, which is what most people do nowadays. I mean, if someone's thinking about listing with you, they're going to check you out. They're going to go on, look at your website. Does it look good? Go on Facebook. How does your business page look? That's their due diligence. I would advise people to see how well you market yourself and your clients' homes before you list with somebody. So do your pages look as good as this? Because if not, you need to make them so, because these are your conversion pieces. Remember, they convert people who are thinking about using you. I mean, I can't imagine you hiring someone and not going to these places to see how well they present themselves and their listings. Here's a just sold, right? Here's a just purchased. Here's what one of her agents looks like. Moving around, mixing in between, alternating between houses, just listed, just sold, different events and holidays, things about their business. Nice, professional looking luxury page. You can meet each agent up here. different home buying tips. Looks like a full real estate website. Okay. Then I'm going to jump over and show you a different one. These are all a little bit different. This is the Noah Bailey Group out of Florida, St. Augustine, Florida. Again, #1 agent, #1 team in their area. Here's a client testimonial, a just sold piece of property, some of the agents on the team meeting, different houses, all the same fonts, all the same scripts, rotating between different testimonials, different like status changes in MLS between solds and pendings and new listings and videos and static images and meet the agents and open houses. And I could use a little bit more people in here. I'd like to see more people, not so much houses, because people connect to people more than houses, but different holiday posts, wishing one of their agents a happy birthday, things promoting in their town, positive inspirational statements, things like that. All looks professional, all the same fonts, all the same color schemes. I could use some stories up here, which I think they have coming, because might as well take advantage of that. Maybe, featuring different agents or different aspects or stats of the team, like Cynthia's team did. Pretty cool. We're going to move to a team in the town of Smithville, Missouri, just outside of Kansas City, Missouri. Same deal. A lot of nice, I like the thumbnails they use, kind of like Cynthia Osis, for, different listings, home insurance, home tips, under contract, coming soon, open houses, things like that. Where they are around the community, around the office. Same colors all the way through, same branding, same fonts, meeting agents, market updates, testimonials, just kind of rotating that nice, diversified, consistent mix, showing you different agents, different testimonials for their agents, just listed, just sold, different community events that they're putting on, all looking uniform, all looking good, all looking personal. I love it. I love it. That's the idea here. So anyway, I don't want to leave you with that, but that's that consistency I'd want to see on Facebook with my posts too. Again, you don't have to post. You can just listen. The bulk of this is done through the 10-10-5. The bulk of this is done by the 10-10-5. Make your business pages look good, and you could be fine right there. I recommend posting. I think you'll get a lot more traction off it if you do, but by no means, that's not where the top social media agents make their money. They make it off interacting with other people's posts. So I showed you my wife on there. If you're friends with my wife's friends, you'll see she hits everybody up. She's always got love spread on everybody. She's liking everybody's posts. She's spreading goodwill all over the place because she works the system really, really well. That's why she sells so much real estate too. So that's the idea. So again, more action items for you. I want you to set up those business pages, make sure they look good. I want you to follow your 50 posts. That should be part of your annual database contact plan that we already talked about. Like I said, you're going to get the most of your 100 contacts right here, man. Half of them just come from social media. It's so easy. You just need to get in the habit of getting your radar up for good content. So follow these people I just showed you. Follow top agents outside of your market and steal their content and use them in your market. They don't care. All my clients are friends with each other and follow each other. And they'll say, oh, I like that. Let's do that. I'll just take that, put my colors on it, my fonts, and repurpose that over here. Good content works everywhere. You're looking for your own content too, so keep your eyes open. You know what I mean? Where can I shoot videos in front of restaurants or featuring local businesses or maybe showing a listing, or how am I always, and that takes time, and you have to get good at the content. It takes practice. So you start trying, you start learning, and you just get better at it. If you want to start posting, you want to start doing that, I'm all in favor of it. Again, you don't need to, but I'm all in favor.